morning. I'm Wendy Sukma. Now I will presentation about practice and examination of agricultural drones. The first is practice process of agricultural drones training lesson part 1. This is the basic operation of agricultural drones remote control mode. There is three types of remote control mode. This is the one operation keeping the drone head forward. Manipulate the remote control to fly the drone to walk as rectangular. Like this, as shown in the picture. And then practice the control of forward, backward, left and right. Number 2, the operation 1, suspending the drone rotating clockwise and counterclockwise. And number 2, fly to the 4th direction from the central point as the arrow indicates. So the drone is flying in there and go back, and flying here and go back, and then the opposite direction, flying here, go back, and fly here and go back in central point. And number 3, fly in the straight line and then move the 4-5 meter in horizontal level while keeping the drone's flight route straight and height stable. So we can fly the drone like the picture. This means 4-5 meters. We fly here like this direction and go back. Next is the obstacle avoidance flight. It means the MNN are conical barrels as a obstacle. The students should fly back and forth curved road as indicated while avoiding the obstacle. Be familiar with direction control and obstacle avoidance with the assist of FPV. So when we perform this, we can watch the drone and a little bit watch the FPV in the remote for helping us control the drone. Next, this is takeoff and landing training of agricultural drones. So we prepare the land area 1.2 meter square for MG1P, T20 and T10, or 1.4 meters square for T30 or bigger ones area, and fly the drone from A to F. Repeat the flight between A and F, keeping the backside of the drone facing the pilot, and then set a limited time of flight and guarantee the landing accuracy. So in here we fly the drone A, take off, go to F, landing, take off, and back to A and landing, and repeat 2 times. Be familiar with landing skill to deal with complicated terrain environment in real operation. So in the real, sometimes in real field, the landing area is not flat. So we must be familiar with it. Next, AB road operation mode. So in here, the operation is set road direction right or left. The direction right or left. In AB road operation mode interface, similar to real scenarios such as interrupting operation, avoiding obstacles, and restarting the operation. And then the operation set A and B point with the assist of FPV camera. In here we can use the FPV camera to help us make a point with the drone. Next, the road operation mode. The first, use remote control to plan the flight route and set the parameters accordingly. And obstacle avoidance to plan to simulate the real scenario. And then use aircraft to plan the flight route with the assistance of FPV. And next, this is the flight practice process of agricultural drones training lesson. Part 2. This is the assessment or examination of operating project. Here's 5 points. First, pesticide preparation assessment, preparation work before operation, flight route operation assessment, manual operation assessment, and the last takeoff and landing assessment. Its assessment have a point in here, so be careful. This is the site requirement of practice assessment. The people means we as a pilot, include we coach or trainer stand in here, and then A, it means this point, and this is F, this point is same takeoff and landing area. For NG 1P or T10 or T20 is 1.2 meters square, or 30 or bigger ones is 1.4 meters square. And A, B, C, D, it means corner points. A, B, C, D, this is a corner points of the area. It means 50 meter multiplied by 5 meter, 50 meters, and this is 5 meters. This is 5 meters. And M and N as obstacles. This is the obstacle point. The distance between people at A and F is 6 meter. So the distance is 6 meter. This is the radius of landing takeoff area and the pilot. First, pesticide preparation assessment. We must use no use of highly toxic pesticide, and wear protective mask and glove and stand the upwind direction. It means when we stand here and we feel the wind. If wind blow from there and we stand here, so we can mix the pesticide in this direction. It means upwind direction. And then the herbicide cannot use the same spray tank with the other types of pesticide. It means when we use the aircraft for spraying the herbicide, and then later we use for insecticide or pesticide, we must replace the tank. Then when preparing the pesticide, the operator should adopt secondary dilution method. So please watch the video of secondary dilution method for pesticide preparation. Then the trainee should operate while speaking out the points above. You could use 3 small bottles with water marked A, B, C, or first bucket, 2 bucket, 3rd bucket, like this. A concentrate bucket and a fat to simulate secondary dilution steps. Next, this is the preparation work before operation. The first, the remote control check. We check the power, antenna, screen, interface, and remote control modes. And then, second, the aircraft check. Include the buckles, the propellers, the arms, battery, and all the LED light color and the indicator of the status in the remotes. And number 3, tap the spray button for 2 or 3 seconds for releasing the trapped air in the aircraft before operation. The trainee should operate while speaking out the points above, like this. Next, this is the flight route operation assessment. We can route recall, edit, and rectify offset. Be able to choose flight route mission planned already. Enter edit windows to set edit, and can do rectifying offset if we need it. So we can move the entire walk area if we need it. And number 2, set parameters. Be able to set height, speed, and dosage, land spacing, and so on. The trainee should operate while speaking of the points above. The trainer can plan the field ahead, only need to finish 1 or 2 routes only after taking off the agras or the DJI drones, DJI agricultural drones, I mean. Next, manual operation assessment part 1. This is the criteria of the field. Operation: place the drone at A point. Then fly the drone from A to M, avoiding the obstacle, and then fly to the B. So we take off and go to B with this direction and avoid the obstacle going to B, and then fly the drone from B to C, not changing the drone head direction. B to C, like this the drone, and then going to the N. From D to N, avoiding the obstacle, we backwards, avoid the obstacle in here, and going to D point. And then after in the point, we no need to land the drone, we go back to N as an obstacle and avoid it, going to C, back to B, and go back to the M points as obstacle, as avoiding it, and go back to A and land it on A. This is the rating criteria. The flight route, 1 point. It means cannot fly straight. 2 or 3 points, not bad. 4 points, well finishing. And number 2, speed. 1 point, it means unstable speed. 2, 3 points is quite stable, and 4 points very stable. It means the skill, how we master the speed of the drone. When it's more stable, we get more points. The height, 1 point, it means unstable of height. 2 or 3 points, quite stable. 4 points, very stable. And the number 4, stop accurately and roll. It means 1 point is bad operation. 2, 3 points, not bad. 4 points, well finishing. And the last, number 5, avoiding the obstacle smoothly. 1 point, it means bad operation. 2, 3 points, not bad. 5 points, well finishing. The next, this is the takeoff and landing assessment, part 1. The operation includes the flight route. The route should be out of the line between A and F. So we use in this area only, A, F, and people. Timing when the drone take off from A and stop timing it when it lands on A. So it means when we take off from A, going to the F, with the drone is we facing the backwards of the drone, and land on F, and then take off again and back to the A and land it. We repeat two times. The trainee should face the back side of the drone when the drone is landing. The drone can take off once it lands successfully while keeping the propellers working. It means when we take off and land to F, before the drone propeller is fully stopped, we can take off again, and then going to back to the A. This is the part 2, the rating criteria of takeoff and landing assessment. The rating criteria time duration, if we get 50 seconds, it means 30 points. If 51 until 65, we get 25 points. If 66 until 80 seconds, we get only 15. And 18 and more, we get only 10 points. So we can practice it more and more for better score. The code of operation, if fall down, unilateral landing, touching the boundary line, sliding landing, it means cut 2 points off. So be careful. And the B, if one landing gear is out of boundary line, it cuts 5 points off. It means when we land in here and the one side of the landing gear is outside the box, it means cut 5 points off. And the last, if 2 landing gears are out of the boundary line, cut 5 points off and re-landing. We should re-landing it. Okay? So there's my presentation. I hope you enjoyed and you understand. I'm Wendy Sukma. Thanks for watching.